Since I'm always doing Nuke's top 5, tonight I'm gonna take a look at this particular one here. This is a different one, but I think it's also pretty good. Memes caught on live TV footage. Internet rabbit holes. That's half of the brain. Serial killers that never existed. Because I don't think Nuke has... Let me see, I could be wrong. Because he hasn't posted any this year, ever since entering this year. I mean, I pretty much watched all these right here. I mean, not all his channel, but... Alright, let's start with this one.
I like making my podcast. I don't like making short clips of my podcast. So the AI chooses the best clips.
Like the podcast.
Maybe this one.
Right now?
Yeah, because it knows what's important. And
Unfiltered. Twin brothers Kadam and Kadis from the YouTube channel Metanoise reached out to me about a very creepy event that took place at their home and...
So these guys are twins, I think. I mean, judge. From the looks of it, they are. They look like it.
Pennsylvania. Late one night, the two brothers are making a silly video for their Snapchat. They're messing around with a funny face morphing filter when suddenly something happens that totally freaks them out.
Probably the filter malfunctioned and they caught something within that filter. That's my first bet on it.
Oh, yo, I look like a YouTube guy. Yeah, yo, this video is sponsored by Metanoise, Metanoiz. I got my brother over here, y'all. I wish it did both of us, though.
Nah, I don't think it does. Oh,
It does.
bro, you look like Michael Phelps. But why I look like the weed dealer from Harold and Kumar?
Oh, bro, you do.
Bro, I'm not your bro.
Does it work on the dog?
Nah, I doubt it.
Tap. Oh, it does. Yeah, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
What was that?
What the was that?
I don't know, bro. That sounded mad close, too. Like, what the was that?
I'm f***ing shaking, bro. Hello?
Never mind, they just caught something.
There it is again. Shh. Hello?
Air conditioner.
No, it was like...
As Kadam tries the filter out on
What
their
was
cute little
that?
dog Tempo, they hear an odd, unexplained sound coming
Yeah, that place where they're at, it's probably haunted or something.
from the living room. Then suddenly the guys hear the loud footsteps of something charging towards them. Whatever it is knocks the camera right out of Kadam's hand and onto the floor. Now the brothers' YouTube channel is dedicated to their music and podcast.
That was it? That's all they did? Vanessa Jackson, hi. MTZ?
None of the
How's
videos on their
everybody's
page
night?
have anything to do with the
Since it's
paranormal.
Sunday night.
So, what do you think happened here?
No.
Did the twins capture real paranormal activity on camera? Did little dog Tempo already feel that something was off even before
Probably.
the brothers did? Let me know. Reaching out. Japanese paranormal investigator Kotatsu from the YouTube channel Benchu TV.
Usually the Japanese, whenever like they explore something out there, it gets crazy out there in their areas. Sometimes I like watching it.
Sets out to investigate an allegedly haunted hotel in Saga Prefecture, Japan. It is said that the owner of the hotel took her own life after financial problems forced her to close the hotel down back in 2009. The hotel has been abandoned ever since, and locals warn people to stay away, as the grounds are allegedly severely haunted by the angry and vengeful spirit of the former owner. Kotatsu is all alone as he explores what's left of the hotel. He eventually finds the former owner's office and sits down to do a spirit box session. After not really having much luck, Kotatsu takes a short break and sits in silence.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna hear something on that break that he's taking. 100%.
As he scrolls through his phone, and this is when something happens that chills him to his core.
Let's see. Definitely heard that. Just a little bit. Oh, what? Seriously, what was that? I mean... Oh, wow, what was that? It's like a hand was about to touch him or something.
The investigator hears something behind him and quickly spins around as a small pale hand can be seen jerking back inside the doorway and out of sight.
That little pale hand, it was about to greet him and say like hello or something. It was about to touch him, like literally tap him on the shoulder.
It almost looks as if someone or something was about to grab him.
Yep.
Kotatsu says that in the split second as he spun around, he faintly saw the dark outline of a woman, but she quickly disappeared right before his eyes. Kotatsu grabs the camera and investigates the area, but there's no one there. So could it be that he captured a glimpse of the owner who took her own life inside the hotel? Was
Probably.
she reaching out? You can watch this entire investigation over on the YouTube channel, Benshu TV. Ghost Cat. Late one evening, Manuel Muro and his daughter Alexia are outside their home in Carlsbad, California, when they notice something very odd in the street, right in front of their house.
LA, kind of.
We got a ghost cat.
Camera?
Okay. We got a cat in the middle of the street. Move, kitty.
Ghost
Right,
cat? What do you mean?
There's nothing there.
Oh my god.
That is weird.
That's so weird.
That's weird looking.
Oh, what the car pass by.
Oh wow.
Manuel and his daughter spot a cat sitting in a very dangerous spot right in the middle of the street. But when cars pass by, inexplicably the cat just seems to disappear into thin air. Manuel and his daughter are freaked out by what they are seeing, so Manuel pulls out his phone and decides to record the creepy phenomena. Manuel and his daughter still have no idea what they saw to this day, and just refer to the cat somewhat jokingly as, quote, Ghost Cat. But what
what else can you actually call it?
We need scary videos. So if you see a scary video that you think would be great on the top 5, email us at nukestop5@gmail.com. Doppelganger. Pakistani paranormal investigators Chand Ali, Asad Khan, and Sherry Khan from the YouTube channel Wokiata Official are investigating an abandoned building that locals claim is severely haunted.
Areas out there too are also kind of spooky from what I hear.
By a sinister entity. This entity is said to take on the shape of whoever enters the building, essentially becoming their doppelganger. As the three friends approach the structure, they begin to hear disturbing sounds coming from inside. In fact, the odd sounds make them a bit scared to even get closer. However, investigator Chand Ali finally dares to take a peek inside the building, and he sees something that chills him to his core.
Allah Akbar. इधर क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? क्या देख लिया?
वो इधर लेफ्ट साइड से कोई चीज
क्या देखा है यार?
वो इतने कोई चीज खड़ी काली जी.
Something was probably peeking out.
In Stockton, your voice matters.
Oh, there it is. It's right there.
A dark figure can be seen looking back at Chand as he takes a peek inside. He is absolutely shocked by what he has just witnessed and has to take a moment to catch his breath. Eventually, all three investigators, Chand Ali, Sherry Khan, and Asad Khan, decide to team up and all step back inside the building once again. What happens next makes their blood run cold.
Are they gonna be flying back?
वो तीनों वो तीनों खड़े वो देखा वो असल भाई आप हम तीनों उधर खड़े हैं लेफ्ट
तेरी
So what it pretty much is doing is that thing, whatever it is, it's just mimicking them. It's just pretty much looking like them, if you know what I mean.
ओ देखा हाँ हाँ सेम यही अक्स आ रहा है.
Yep, that's crazy. You see him? It mimic them. It like transforms just like them. So of course they're gonna get freaked out. It's like a shapeshifter type. I don't know. That is crazy though.
ओ यार
मरना यार चल जाओ मरना भाईजान अंदर चल जाइए.
If you want to die, go in there.
चल जाइए अंदर.
This time the investigators don't just see a dark figure, but they see perfect copies of all three of them staring back.
Yeah.
Now, understandably, the team is seriously freaked out. And who wouldn't be? So, what would you do if you came face to face with someone who looks exactly like you? Especially inside an allegedly haunted abandoned building. Let me know.
Yeah, that
You can
thing
watch
is
this
just
entire investigation with more spooky moments over on the YouTube channel, Wokieta
freaking him out.
Official. Dashing out of the woods. Nuke's top 5 viewer Martin and his wife are out delivering food for DoorDash, driving through a wooded area near Chess
Lake. DoorDash, like in a mountain area somewhere. They're out there.
Peak, Virginia. Suddenly,
Virginia?
they spot something truly disturbing.
Looks like they're out like in the middle of nowhere.
What was that?
Mostly these are out there.
Is it not a fucking...
I don't even see it.
I'm getting out of here.
I thought it was a...
It's not a deer.
Me too. No, I thought it was like a reflection of...
It was not a reflection. There was no water to reflect off of. I don't know what the fuck it was.
It was not a deer?
No, it wasn't a fucking deer. I know what a deer looks like. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm getting...
Did you see it? A strange figure can be seen running out of the woods at a super fast speed, and then it disappears into the darkness on the other side of the road. Now, you certainly can't blame him,
You
but
could barely even
Martin
see it.
doesn't want any part of this. He jams it.
You could barely even see that thing, whatever it was. Bay and... Wait, Bay and the Princess? How's it going? Bay, you could barely even see that thing.
Just gets out of there, while his girlfriend kind of giggles at him a little bit. But now Martin got the best view of this figure, and he says that something on two legs just jumped from the trees and ran right across the road. Martin says that whatever it was looked humanoid, but he has no clue what it could have been. So what do you think Martin and his wife
You could barely even see that though.
Let me know down in the comments.
Barely.
Humming from the halls. Nuke's Top 5-year Max Cortez from Austin, Texas works at Gables Republic Square Residential Complex as a concierge. The original construction was built in 1904 as a warehouse, before later being redeveloped into modern luxury apartments. The rest of the history of the building is pretty much unknown. But late one night, worker Max experiences something so terrifying that he actually calls the building security team to come check it out.
Let's see.
Hello? Hello?
And play, and there's lights everywhere.
Hello?
What the heck is that noise though?
Oh, bro. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hearing some unknown music just play over and over.
Now what makes this event even creepier is that this unexplained humming that sounds like either a woman or a child only seems to get louder, as if something is coming closer and closer to Max.
Hello?
I mean, it kind of sounds like that.
Hello?
Whatever it was getting closer.
As Max turns a corner, it seems like whoever or whatever is humming is suddenly right in his face. Max said that he had security come back again to check it out, but they didn't find anyone, and the building security cameras caught nothing out of the ordinary. So did Max experience a freak paranormal event while working the late shift?
He probably did.
Visitors. Now this next freaky video has been circulating the internet, but no one really seems to know the source. Some skeptical viewers even claim to have seen the video before, but if they did, it seems like no one can provide a link to prove it. So the only story that goes with this video is that it was allegedly recorded by a CCTV camera.
All those CCTV cameras, those are like hotel cameras or something, I don't know. Oh my goodness, there's Steph right there out of nowhere. You better be feeling alright though.
And what happens next is unnerving.
One of those hotel cameras, would it capture? Oh wow. What was that?
A series of strange lights move forward in the night sky before
Oh,
a loud
you see 'em
flash
up
of
there,
light
some
seems to hit the
alien-
ground like a lightning bolt.
Steph's favorite, some
Power to the
alien
buildings and streetlights
activity there.
nearby seems to be temporarily disrupted.
You feel worse? That
Now,
sucks.
since there's no source, of course the internet is conflicted. Some believe that the CCTV camera
You should
was simply
feel
recording
better
in the
at
right place
least.
at the right time and captured aliens. And others just believe special effects.
Special
So
effects? I
aliens
don't
or
know.
effects are whatever. I leave that up to you. to
I don't know
decide.
about that.
My Haunted Hotel. Harry, Brett, and Danny from the YouTube channel My Haunted Hotel have installed 16 live cameras in multiple...
Steph should be asleep right now. If you feel worse, you should be like knocked out or something. But knowing you, your eyes are probably like wide open.
rooms of what is said to be, quote, the UK's most haunted hotel. It's the old King's Head Inn in Chester, England. The inn was built way back in 1622, and it's said to be haunted by at least 13 ghostly entities.
13?
Visitors seeking a supernatural encounter travel from all over the country to spend the night in the hotel in hopes of having a spooky experience of their own. Harry, Brett, and Danny are there to monitor and support their
13
guests
ghosts,
in
that's a
case
lot.
anything happens. And all the while, the live cameras record everything.
I'm not for like 2.5 hours today. That's not bad.
So if you're familiar with my channel, you already know that we featured the King's Head Inn before. And these cameras have indeed recorded multiple terrifying paranormal moments.
Oh, it's the generator. Oh, whoa, what was that though?
They have the girls out there instead of them going out there? Oh my goodness. I'm still dead to the world? Oh god. No, you're not, Steph. You're right here. What are you talking about? Oh, some baby crying out of nowhere. Like at 4 a.m. Perfect.
Now, since the last time that we featured them, the My Haunted Hotel team has come into possession of an allegedly haunted doll called Grace. They keep the creepy cursed doll locked inside a glass box in room 8 of the hotel, where a camera records the doll 24/7. One afternoon at 3:46 p.m., something happens that absolutely shocks the three friends.
Does the doll jump? It probably does. Let's see. Oh.
No one is in the room when the doll appears to eerily just move on its own. But that's not all that they've captured since we last featured My Haunted Hotel. Another night, and Harry, Brett, and Danny gather around a table in a section of the hotel that was once a brothel, with some of their guests. As they conduct a spirit box session, hotel guest Gemma decides to ask a few questions of one of the spirits that is believed to haunt the inn. The spirit is known as Charles. And what happens next is truly bizarre.
Charles or Charlie?
With us, can you come and say hello? Did anything on the table just move?
Yeah, the whole table just moved
Yeah,
a bit
I
then,
felt
right?
that.
I don't know. No one else feeling it?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Charles, are you moving the table? Can you do it again?
That, how the way that guy got scared. Overly dramatic right there. It's like he lost his mind. Anyway.
Thank you. Charles, are you moving the table? Can you do it again?
That was the flashlight?
What has just happened? that's just thrown itself over, but in a way we can't work out. It's literally just gone.
Charles, are you moving the table? Can you do it again?
That guy was the only one that screamed like that.
And just for reference, the My Haunted Hotel team makes sure that the cameras are...
I'm sure there was like many jump scares, that guy would probably faint.
...are recording 24/7, just in case something happens when no one is around. So late one night in Hotel Room 6, they capture something that they can't explain.
Oh gosh, they have that symbol in the chair. Oh.
An eerie white figure can be seen flying past the window. Now it should be noted that this
flying
window
by.
is 3 stories up, with nothing and no way to reach the window from the outside. Harry, Brett, and Danny have no explanation for the creepy capture. They don't know who or what this could be, and believe they might have captured proof of the paranormal.
They probably
You
did.
can watch all of these spooky moments and many more over on the YouTube channel, My Haunted Hotel. Sundown. Connor from the YouTube channel Exploring Undercover reached out to me about a recent camping trip he took with his friend David. The guys are in the middle of nowhere in Scotland, surrounded by very old abandoned stone cottages. The two friends record their trip as they start to set up.
Scotland does look like it would be a good time out there. I mean, it's got some pretty nice views.
Camp for the night. After a bit of fishing and as the sun is about to set, Connor and David are lighting a campfire when they capture something absolutely chilling.
She does that with all the glasses.
Did they capture something like as the sun was about to set? If they did, that's crazy. Let's see what they capture though.
If you're gonna go fire, we just need some fire starters.
I heard something. Yeah, did you hear it? What? Who was in that cottage? I don't know.
An unexplained voice can be heard saying, "Oh my God." But even more disturbing, two white figures can be seen walking inside one of the abandoned cottages on the hill behind them.
That's crazy. You could barely even hear that though. I think Steph went to sleep.
One figure looks to be around the height of an average adult, but the second little white figure trailing behind is about the size of a small child. Now, neither Connor or David heard or saw any of this at the time. And again, let me remind you, these stone cottages are completely abandoned. So what do you think these creepy white figures could be? Let me know. You can watch this entire video and even more clips of the spooky abandoned cottages over on the YouTube channel, Exploring Undercover. First time, last time. In this next mysterious video, a pair of very inexperienced ghost hunters decide to record their very first ghost.
I'm gonna get some water, but I will let this play, so I'll be back. If there's anything interesting, let me know. I'm gonna get some water real quick, but I will let this play.
Ghost hunt. They check out an allegedly haunted house near their home in Germany. So, the guys are very nervous to enter the dark, creepy building at night. And it turns out that they have very good reason to be scared.
Ich glaube, hier wohnt niemand mehr schon seit Jahren. Die Kamera sieht man aber nicht viel. Aber dir. Soweit.
The explorers are shocked as a pile of stack crates seem to be knocked over by an invisible force. As they run in fear, an eerie childlike voice can be heard right behind them.
What did they hear?
The two newbie ghost hunters take a moment to calm down.
I wonder what they heard. I am back from getting some water. Let's see.
Before heading back inside to try to find a rational explanation for what they just witnessed. It did not go well.
Oh ja, das ist komm, komm, wir wissen uns mal. Ich hab keinen Bock mehr. Scheiße, Wort aus, ne? Waren wir da?
I can't see anything. Oh, they definitely
the door slams shut, and the two nervous friends once again just make a run for it.
Sorry, I was
But they
getting
do
in bed.
manage to
Oh,
calm
it's
down
time for
and stop
Steph
to
to,
take
you know.
just one more look, and that's when they see
It's time for Steph to curl up in the blankets into a ball and then go to sleep.
something absolutely terrifying.
Where is it? You can't see it.
Irgendwie jemand da was gut.
The two young ghost hunters spot the creepy figure of a little girl seemingly watching them from the darkness.
Oh.
And with that, they've had about enough. They run out of the house, and I assume they just go screaming home. Now, I guess it goes without saying that these two friends had a very short-lived ghost hunting career. This video is over 13 years old, and it was posted to YouTube anonymously. So is it real? Or just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
And they never went back there again.
Thanks for watching, and please hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also follow me on the socials and I'll probably answer. Or something might have gone horribly wrong. Either way,
how he says it. That was the one that I just watched. Let me see. See, should I watch this one right here? That's the one I haven't watched yet. And then I'll go to that other channel. Alright, we gotta watch a little bit of this because it's a commercial. Firefly. It's actually pretty cool. I've used it before.
when bad things come to those who wait. This next mysterious video was shared to the internet without a...
So, After this one, I am gonna be checking out another channel. It's Steph's Favorite Chills. No, it's not. Anyways, it's some other one.
Source. Force violently grabs the waitress by her hair and pulls her backwards out of frame.
Oh, she got grabbed. I thought she got hit. Something was pulling her hair. Wow.
Now, without a source, we don't know what happened next. But I'm imagining lots of screaming and running.
That's crazy, though.
Oh, dear. A couple of young hunters are out scouting the countryside for deer. They search and film through a camera with a...
Oh, this is Steph's favorite. Those hunting videos. Let's see what they capture, these hunting guys. I mean, I guess they might capture something. They might not.
Long-range lens. When suddenly the hunter catches something that is just weird.
Respond while we're watching them.
Alright.
How do you track them?
In the daytime, too.
Cody. How do you turn this on? Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy?
What the heck is that? It looks like all torn. Let me rewind it. Hold on. And that's during the day, too.
There's 2 more black dots. Cody. How do you turn this on? Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy? What the frick? What the what was that?
He's walking creepy.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
I videoed it. What the frick?
I'm gonna go get my...
That was a skinwalker.
No.
Even in the distance and with the bad video quality, it is obvious that some strange, large, misshapen figure seems to be chasing the deer and running at an inhumanly fast speed. The unidentified figure looks humanoid in shape.
That is kind of weird.
On all fours like an animal. The guys are confused.
I mean, if anything, I don't even know if I should say this. If anything, I was surprised that I didn't even see anything when I went to go visit a few friends of mine up north, and I was staying like at a B&B, like the cabin was medium. It wasn't too big, but it was like perfect for, I would say, 3 people. I was staying there, and there were some nights where it was just really quiet out there. And sometimes when I wanted to take a shower, that cabin, it was weird because, I mean, the restroom was in the cabin, but the shower room, it was its own separate thing. I had to actually go outside and go to like another spot where the shower room was at. I'm surprised while I was there, the 2 nights, well, I stayed there for like 4 nights, but like the 2 nights that I took a shower out there, it was really quiet, I'll tell you that. But I didn't see anything or hear anything out though. Anyway, let's continue.
Laugh it off.
And yes, it was in the middle, like in the woods out there. It was like really quiet and like too dark. I had to take like a flashlight out there.
But are baffled by what they just captured. The hunters still have no idea what they filmed to this day. Through the eyes of a child. Early one evening in Louisiana, Mallory
This is
Weber
Steph's
is taking
favorite.
a fun video of her son Cashton when something unexpected happens that absolutely chills her.
Cheese. Cheese. What you doing? What you see? What? What do you see? Who are you saying hi to? Who are you saying hi to? Dude, you need to stop that. You're freaking me out. Come on.
The little boy appears to see someone standing inside Mallory's bedroom.
Somebody
Someone
was
he
there.
calls Paw Paw. Freaked out by his behavior, Mallory quickly walks over to the bedroom to look inside. But there's no one there. Baffled by what just happened, she posts her video to TikTok where it quickly spreads and is watched by millions.
Oh, of course, TikTok, they're always gonna watch it. No matter what.
Her comment section is flooded with questions, so she decides to answer a few in 2 more videos.
There's really not much of a backstory, I'm sorry. I was just videoing him being cute and saying cheese, and then that happened. Never happened before. Both his grandpas are still alive. It's my grandpa and my husband's grandpa that both passed away like a year ago. He did meet both of them. They never lived in my house before. That bedroom was me and my husband's bedroom. I'm trying to think of all the questions because I want to answer all y'all. I don't know. That's about it. This never happened before, so that's why I was telling him to stop, and that it was freaking me out because I didn't know how to respond.
They probably
Never
paid him a
happened, and it was
visit.
freaking me out. That's about it. Who's Papa? Papa could be my grandpa or my husband's grandpa because they both passed the same
was probably
year.
one of those.
Both my son's grandpas are both alive. I don't know if you call them grandpas, papas, grandfather. I don't know, but we call them Papa. That's how they are down here. That's what we call them. I hope that answered your question. I don't know.
So could it be that the boy saw the spirit of one of his parents' grandfathers? Or what do you think is going on here? Let me know. In another video, this time from Georgia, proud mother Christy is home alone with their 2-year-old son Levi when he too sees something that his mother just can't see.
Well, the kid ones are the best.
Where's your favorite place to go? What do you see?
I see something behind her. I see something behind her in the tiny.
You see what?
A bad thing.
A bad thing?
A bad thing.
What does it look like?
A ghost.
A ghost?
There is one.
No, there's no ghosts. No ghosts here. Ghosts be gone.
I wanna see behind you. Mommy, go in my room. It's not scary in my room.
It's not scary in your room? Well, you need to stop acting weird.
It's scary.
Maybe he's not acting weird. Maybe he's warning you what he sees.
It's not scary in here.
I saw scary thing floating in the hat.
There's a scary thing floating? Where?
The hat.
Baby, there's nothing there.
Yes, it is.
No, there's not. Stop it. Stop it.
Little Levi appears to see something that he describes to be
He definitely sees it.
bad thing. A quote, ghost. And a quote, scary floating thing. He urges his mother to go to his room where, in his words, it's not scary. After the shock wears off a little, Christy seems to kind of believe him, and she follows her son into his room.
Look, it's kind of scary. Go in my room. Try to go in mommy clean my room. Drink is savvy. I'll clean my room. Mommy calling me.
Okay.
Cool. Mommy cool. Mommy calling here too. It's nothing savvy.
Nothing scary.
Now, it's worth mentioning that Christy's TikTok page is completely dedicated to cute videos of her son.
Her son probably has that gift where he's able to see things. That's why she probably has a lot of posts of them, so... I mean, that explains it.
But none of them have anything to do with the paranormal, except these two. So could little Levi really be seeing a ghost? Something that's scary enough for him to warn his mother and guide her to safety? Let me know what you think. We need scary videos. So if you see a scary video that you think would be great on the top 5, email us at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Inheritance. This next TikTok user might seem familiar to you as we've featured the beginning of his story on Nukestop 5 before. Now Jacob says that he inherited his grandmother's house after she passed away, and he now lives in the old home. While cleaning out his grandmother's belongings, he finds a creepy old antique jester doll. Jacob feels eerily drawn to the strange doll and decides to keep it, sitting it on top of a bureau in his bedroom. It was a very bad idea.
Oh, those things.
One night, Jacob is woken up by the sound of knocking coming from his bedroom closet.
Those things look weird. Why does he even have those things in the room or whatever they are? Especially ones that look like that.
I just heard knocking from the closet.
Woke up like at 3
I've been using Riverside now for over 5 years. Riverside is an all-in-one recording and editing platform that lets you capture studio quality.
Dang, that guy's breathing heavily right there. Is he like a... Is he big size or something? For him to breathe like that? Who knows? Usually heavy people breathe like that. Jester is facing the bed. But then it was facing him as he... Okay. That jester. That's crazy.
Soon after posting this horrifying video, Jacob just sort of disappeared from the internet. Now it's nearly 7 months later, and Jacob is back. He says he's been busy slowly renovating the house and has now moved the jester doll into its own room. Jacob says that for 7 months, nothing really happened. But then late one night, Jacob is again woken up by a strange sound. What happened?
That jester doesn't like his new room. Nah, who knows?
Happens next is yelling.
I just heard banging.
Jester time? This guy lived like in a 1950s house or something from all those doors making those noises. There he is. Is he gonna turn around and look at him? Is he? I would hope. That. What? I would have hoped that the jester just turns around. Something's down there. Walking around and messing around down there. There he is. I knew it.
Jacob hears loud banging coming from the room next to his. The room where he keeps the jester doll.
I knew it. The jester was going to look at him for the second time.
He gets up to investigate but finds nothing out of the ordinary. But then he hears loud footsteps coming up the staircase right behind him. The door to the doll's room slowly swings open, and when he turns around, the doll now seems to be staring at him. Jacob's absolutely freaked out and decides to move the doll once again, but this time he leaves it all the way down in the basement. After everything that's happened, he decides to buy a security camera to keep an eye on the creepy doll. And that might have been a mistake, because just days after putting the jester doll down in the basement, things start to happen that are absolutely terrifying.
It doesn't like the basement, probably. It's just like right there. Shit.
Strange shadows can be seen moving around the creepy doll, and TikTok viewers swear that they can see one of the doll's eyes moving. But that's not all.
Just a little bit.
Security camera captures. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel.
Let's see what's up. I see. And move there. So I turned off the lights. Okay. Oh my goodness.
The doll's arm moves by itself just before the basement light bulb shatters. Then in a later video, the camera is pushed over without explanation. Jacob now believes he might have inherited a seriously haunted house and doll, and is getting increasingly more freaked out as each night passes. He doesn't want the doll anywhere near him and will continue to keep it in the basement. You can follow Jacob's paranormal captures over on his
get rid
TikTok
of that.
page, The Clown Doll 5.
That jester looking thing.
What waits below. Paranormal investigators Jeff, Phil, and Mark from the YouTube channel Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations explore the Kelvin and Hatch nuclear bunker in England. In the early 1950s, the bunker was built 125 feet underground and was intended to be the center of operations for the UK if there was ever a nuclear attack. The entrance to the massive structure is hidden inside an otherwise very normal-looking cottage in the middle of nowhere and surrounded by woods. Visitors and staff have often reported seeing multiple apparitions inside the bunker walls. An old lady is often seen wandering the hallways. A female Royal Air Force officer in uniform is said to appear and shout at visitors to get out. And finally, a male officer known as Charles allegedly wanders the areas on the second floor. The bunker was decommissioned in
That is
1992
interesting.
and is now a museum. The Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations team plans to spend the entire night underground in the bunker as they attempt to capture evidence of the alleged ghostly sightings. Now, the Kelvedon bunker has 3 levels, and the investigators find themselves on the top floor passing through the dormitories. On a previous investigation of
This
the
one
Kelvedon
should be
Hatch
good,
nuclear
though.
bunker, lead investigator Jeff says that he experienced a completely unnerving paranormal experience in this very room.
Yo, Jeff. You alright?
Probably got grabbed there.
That made you jump. I got touched on my arm.
I knew it.
In there. Right now. Hello? Did you just touch me?
And now, years later, Jeff and his team are back again, alone inside the same dormitory room and in pitch black darkness once again. The guys do their investigation and then decide to leave the dorms. But it did not go well.
We finished the session in the dormitories, and as we try to leave, the door will not open, as if it's been held from the other side. I try to open the door, pulling as hard as I can, but the door will not open.
It wasn't letting them leave.
Who's holding that door?
No?
Can we come out, please? We want to come out now. Thank you.
It worked.
That's really weird. Well, there's nothing wrong with that door now.
The dormitory exit door seems to be held shut by some unknown force. But then, after a polite request,
Jordan Rock
it
Evans,
suddenly just opens with
96.
ease. Jeff says that it felt like someone was holding the door shut on the other side.
Hi, Steph.
Now,
I think
this
she's
is where
still here. I'm
things
not
take
sure.
a
She
very
might be.
creepy turn. After a long night of investigating, the team heads off to bed. Bill is preparing to lay down inside the dormitories when, unbeknownst to him, their static camera captures something chilling.
There were some pretty good
arranges
ones.
his bed There is no one
Not
else
too long
on
ago,
this
some
level
pretty
at
good
this
clips so
time.
far.
And as he climbs into his bunk bed, a figure which moves at great speed passes the window at the far end. You can see the dark hair and a white shirt as it passes by.
An unknown figure passes by the same door that was held shut
Something
by
was just running by him.
something earlier. The Ghost Tech team says that no one else was on this floor at this time, and the entrance to the bunker was locked shut. Also, it goes without saying that this small dark-haired figure certainly doesn't look like any of the Ghost Tech team. So just who or what is this? You can watch this investigation with even more spooky moments over on the YouTube channel, Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations. Misfire.
Uh-oh, misfire.
Nuke's Top 5 viewer Luke Hosea reached out to me about a very strange event that took place in broad daylight on the street in front of his home in Leicestershire, England. The spooky and baffling moment was caught by his family's CCTV camera.
No, it's not showing anything. I mean,
During the day, too?
it's not a very clear picture.
What was that?
A bizarre bright light that resembles fire seems to appear out of nowhere behind the cars. Luke says that neither he or his family have any idea what these strange fireballs could be. There are no electrical lines and no telephone lines running above this particular area. So I leave it up to you. What do you think this strange ball of light is? I'm stumped, so let me know.
That could have been anything.
Woman. Paranormal investigators Pete and Dan from the YouTube channel Night Watchers Paranormal Australia set out to investigate the allegedly haunted Maple.
So far, these clips have been pretty good. Google Earth.
Mapleton Cemetery in Australia. The story goes that over the years, many people have witnessed the eerie apparition of a woman crossing the road next to the cemetery. They say that the mysterious woman waved at them and then seemed to disappear right before their eyes. Dan and Pete begin their investigation by setting up 2 static cameras,
This should be a
one
good one.
recording in night vision mode. As the investigators are still deploying several motion sensors around the graveyard, their night vision camera captures something truly
Their phone
bizarre.
has a night vision? Still walking, yes. Let's see. What the heck was that?
A dark shadow-like figure can be seen quickly darting from right to left across the cemetery grounds. Now, whatever it is, the figure is dense enough that it actually blocks out the light of Pete and Dan's flashlight as it passes right behind them. The 2 investigators don't hear or see anything at the time, and they only discover what they captured later when reviewing their footage. So could it be that the mysterious waving woman made an appearance?
They probably did capture her,
Let me know
you know,
what
passing
think
by.
This is. You can watch this entire investigation and many more over on the YouTube channel, Night Watchers Paranormal Australia, Danvers State Hospital. So these next 2 videos were posted to YouTube a long time ago, and nothing in either video was intended to show anything supernatural. In fact, both videos were posted by urban explorers who have never posted a single paranormal video, ever. But some sharp-eyed Nuke's Top 5 viewers watched these videos and noticed something strange that was missed. The first video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Macy Asher. The video was recorded way back in 2003 by a guy named Dave who was filming inside the infamous old Danvers State Hospital. The Danvers Hospital was an insane asylum built back in 1874. Eventually, it was discovered that patients were being subjected to horrible treatment and abuse at the hands of the hospital staff. Danvers State Hospital was closed and abandoned in the 1990s. It goes without saying that the huge empty structure was said to be extremely haunted. So Dave is exploring the basement while recording everything on an old analog camcorder. Dave doesn't know it, but he captures something truly bizarre.
I wonder what he did capture.
Did you see it?
Oh, there it
A
is.
dark figure
You
can
can
be
barely
seen
even see it.
moving inside a doorway. Now, Dave has never said that what was captured was anything paranormal. In fact, he's never even saw the figure. And the footage is over 20 years old. But a watchful Nuke's Top 5 viewer spotted this creepy figure, and I'm not sure what it is. Could it be that Dave accidentally captured the spirit of a Danvers Hospital patient? We'll never know. Because Danvers Hospital was torn down in 2007 and replaced by luxury apartments. See?
Luxury apartments? I can bet those ghosts are haunting those luxury apartments for sure.
Seems like a scary place to live. School spirit. This next video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Ethan Sheely, who together with his brother used to explore abandoned places in North Carolina and upload their footage to YouTube. But since then, Ethan has moved away from home, so no more exploring. One night, Ethan is feeling a bit nostalgic about the old explorations with his brother and takes a look back at their old videos. In a video where he is exploring an abandoned 1950s middle school, he spots something that he had never noticed before.
What did he see? That?
Did you see it? At the end of a hallway, a dark figure can be seen stepping out of a doorway and then disappearing right back inside. Ethan explains that he and his brother explored every single inch of the building that day, and they didn't find any squatters or homeless people in the building. So he has no idea who or what this could
Captured
be.
that thing.
Hell's Kitchen. This next spooky video from Krugersdorp, South Africa was shared to Reddit by user Puzzleheaded Snow 23. The footage shows a woman taking a tour through an empty apartment, recording each room as she goes. But it seems that there might be something else inside the apartment with her. Did you see it? An unidentified figure can be seen walking through a door and just
What was
passing
that?
through the kitchen. Reddit user Puzzleheaded Snow 23 claims that the filmer didn't notice whoever or whatever this is. So is this strange footage proof of the paranormal? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Thanks so much for watching. As always, my schedule is weird, so please hit subscribe and also hit the little bell notification icon so you never miss.
Now we're on 13. Alright, time to check out Chilling Scares. Rarely do I even check his out, but supposedly some were good. Not even sure. This one looks like it should be good. Most disturbing abandoned building encounters caught on camera. Except his style is probably a bit different, but it'll work. It'll work, let's see.
Christopher Brian Hill is an urban explorer with a YouTube channel called Urbex Hill. Over the past 10 years, he's been uploading raw footage of his visits to some of the creepiest abandoned buildings in the country, often running into unexpected and sometimes life-threatening situations. Urban explorers like Chris face many dangers. From aggressive stray dogs to hostile squatters to respiratory risks and unsound structures, venturing into an unfamiliar abandoned building is much more risky than it might sound. It's obviously much safer to explore abandoned buildings in the light of day and with a group of friends, but in most of his videos, Chris explores at night and always alone. In June 2022, he visited the abandoned Westinghouse Electric Factory located in Cleveland, Ohio. Built more than a century ago, the factory originally consisted of 7 different buildings, but most of them have been demolished by now. Even though the Westinghouse Company was established in 1886, it didn't reach Cleveland until 1894. Founded by Thomas Edison, Westinghouse is best known for the notable engineers who worked for the company, including Nikola Tesla and William Stanley. For several decades, the Westinghouse Company rivaled General Electric, and it was last used as a lighting equipment production plant before its abandonment in 1979. For the past 4.5 decades, the abandoned factory has been one of the hottest urban exploration locations for curious explorers and YouTubers. In 2012,
I'm guessing that area is it's pretty popular. I mean, it seems like it is.
The factory started receiving even more attention after the Black Widow interrogation scene from the first movie of the Avengers was shot there. 10 years later, Chris made the trip to the abandoned factory and recorded everything he saw. As Chris begins exploring, there doesn't seem to be anyone around, and only the sound of crickets can be heard in the darkness as he walks around the outside of the building. Disturbingly, the sound of gunshots can be heard in the distance less than 5 minutes into the recording. It's worth mentioning that for the past few years, Cleveland has been ranked as one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in the U.S.
Oh my god, it's Steph? I mean, Steph was.
Even more risky.
She was in here. I don't know if she still is. She probably got too scared, maybe. Of these, weird videos. I mean, they're not too weird, but let's see what this guy sees or what he gets into. I've actually done a few areas like this, but not like at night though. At night it is a bit more dangerous and things can get they can get crazy real fast. Yeah, this is mine. It's just a different channel. It's a scary one. Scary one. Kind of a scary one.
That's Cleveland. Wow. That's crazy. It's not even that far away from here.
Whatever he's doing,
That sounds like a shootout.
he better get out
Chris
of
has
there.
experience exploring everything from abandoned mental hospitals and sanatoriums to vacant occult temples, and he shrugs off the fear as he enters the creepy building. Just like in many abandoned buildings, Chris finds a mattress on the floor, meaning at least one person has been sleeping there recently.
Seems like they have been sleeping there from the looks of it.
As he captures footage of the first floor and walks up the stairs to the second floor, all that can be heard in the eerie darkness is the sound of his footsteps. A few minutes later, Chris goes down to the basement, and the footage becomes increasingly creepier as Chris runs into a series of dead ends under the leaky, moldy ceiling.
Okay, so
Maybe it's an animal.
maybe it's an animal, yeah, right. So
There's animals down here.
so let's say if something were to chase you down there. I mean, where else are you gonna go? You better know the way you came from, or else you might find yourself. Let's see what this guy. I'm guessing there's gonna be something else down there.
At several points during his exploration of the basement, he can be heard making comments about a strange noise coming from somewhere on that floor, and at first he seems to think it's an animal. Alarmingly, he finds a few shell casings on the ground from what was probably a 9mm handgun. Although it would be pretty unsettling to find something like this lying on the ground in an abandoned factory basement, it's worth mentioning that police departments often use abandoned buildings and complexes for training exercises. However, in this case, it's impossible to know if that's really what happened. Shortly after, he comes across a series of disturbing messages on the walls. He continues recording as he walks down narrow corridors, and this is where things get a lot more disturbing.
This place is so wet.
What is that guy right there? He's just in the corner right there. If I were him, don't even get close to him. Just like go back or find another way. Because that guy is just in the corner right there. Let's see what happens. You can do anything.
Yo. You need some help, bro?
Why is he...
Yo.
Yeah, especially if it's not answering you.
He's not even responding. I'm gonna leave him alone. Get the fuck out of his way.
Yeah, but since he's not responding, now he's gonna have to... He's gonna have to watch his back now, or listen, because that guy could just come back and get him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get chased. Maybe.
Bro, that's crazy.
He's gonna have to listen, because he might be
After
behind
about
him.
20 minutes of exploring, the visit takes a very dark turn as Chris runs into a hunched-over man without a light at the far end of the room. He calls out to him and asks if he needs any help, but the man doesn't move or respond, and Chris decides to leave him alone. Understandably, Chris's breathing can be heard getting louder and heavier after the extremely unsettling encounter, but things were only about to get more disturbing for him.
I'm gonna help that dude out.
He's gonna help that dude out? He's probably not even there. Let's see.
Let me get this dude a $20 bill. Yo.
He's not there.
Hey, I got some money for you.
Where's he at?
He's not there, and he's not responding.
About 4 minutes later, Chris decides to go back to help the man out by giving him a $20 bill. But alarmingly, when he goes back to the room, the man is no longer there. This could be incredibly dangerous, as squatters are known to behave aggressively toward unwanted visitors. And because they know the place better than anyone else, they can easily hide in the shadows and attack or scare visitors when they least expect it.
Right.
One theory that many viewers seem to favor was that maybe the man was not a homeless person at all, but a gang member who was hiding from the shootout that could be heard at the beginning of the video. However, it's impossible to confirm if this was actually the case, and it seems pretty unlikely given his strange behavior. As he continues searching for the man, Chris notices bats flying around the basement, and things get even more eerie at this point.
There's a lot of bats down here, too.
Where is he at? He's probably gonna pop out.
Right when he walks into one of the rooms, if you look closely at the far left of the screen, you can actually see the man from earlier standing in what used to be a door frame, staring at Chris in the darkness. Alarmingly, Chris doesn't notice and continues walking. It's impossible.
Wow, he doesn't see him there? That's crazy that he didn't see him.
Possible to know how long the man had been following him, and in these kind of situations, it can be hard to gauge the squatter's intentions. A few minutes later, the squatter can be seen walking outside as cars pass by the side of the building. At one point, Chris mentions he thinks the guy said hello, but it can't be heard clearly through the camera audio. Just when he decides to head out, he hears a cell phone vibrate, indicating that there are more people down there with him hiding in the darkness. Having had enough disturbing encounters for the night, he decides to play it safe, and fortunately he was able to leave the building unharmed.
He has to get out of there. I mean, if there's more people in there, I mean, you got to.
He never found out who that man was, and since then he hasn't uploaded another video of the Westinghouse factory. This video was recorded in Tartu, Estonia, and uploaded to YouTube in August of 2016. In it, a group of 4 teenagers visit an abandoned sauna that was built more than a century ago in 1915, back when Estonia was still part of the Russian Empire. After fulfilling its purpose for 80 years, the sauna was decommissioned in 1995. The building remained abandoned for 23 years until in 2018 it was fully renovated and turned into a beauty salon, which is still operating as of this video's upload in 2023. In August of 2016, the uploader visited the abandoned location with 3 friends. Upon entering the building, you can see that it looks exactly what you would expect a building that's been abandoned for 21 years to look like. There's an insane amount of mold growing freely on the walls, the heaters are covered in a thick layer of rust, the floor is full of holes, and the entire structure looks like it could collapse at any second. Throughout the video, the teenage explorers also run into some disturbing messages on the walls. An especially eerie one reads,
"There's darn mold." No, there's darn mold everywhere. I mean, in areas like that, yeah.
"You can't hide," and there are also several creepy drawings of stick figures graffitied on the walls in some of the other rooms. For the first few minutes of the visit, other than the disturbing messages and some loose shoes and other personal belongings, there doesn't seem to be any indication that somebody could be living there or had even visited the location recently. However, about 20 minutes into the visit, one of the teenagers finds a door frame covered by a curtain, and they decide to explore the room.
Has a curtain? What? Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, of course. Somebody was probably in there.
As one of the explorers shines a flashlight into the room, a gut-wrenching scream can be heard coming from the shadows. Immediately, the 4 teenagers run out of the building in a panic. When they finally step outside, the sun is already set, and the boys get into the car to flee from the location. Although the explorer was too busy running to show footage of the screaming man, it's more than likely that it was a homeless resident of the abandoned building who wasn't expecting visitors. Still, it must have been extremely disturbing to experience something like that, even if they went together as a group. After that day in 2016, the boys never went back to the abandoned sauna again.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't.
In March of 2022, YouTubers Meg and Chris uploaded a new video to their channel, Back in Time MC, in which they showed footage of their visit to a rundown old farmhouse somewhere in the UK. In the caption...
This farmhouse? So far I've been into one farmhouse. So far.
And they mentioned that they found an entry point through an open window around the side of the house. Based on the state of disarray the farmhouse is in, it's clear that nobody has been maintaining it for quite some time. The floor is covered in leaves and cobwebs, the shoes look dusty and unused, and there are even a couple of dead animals lying on the floor, along with some shotgun shells lying on top of a bedside table. The only clues that indicate somebody could have been at the location relatively recently are that one of the light bulbs in one of the bedrooms looks relatively new, and some of the clothes in the closet look only gently used. Based on the pictures that Chris finds on different shelves and hung up on the walls, it appears as if a family of at least 4 children used to live in the farmhouse. As the couple continues with the exploration, they walk into one of the upstairs bedrooms, where they find something very unexpected.
Carpet that comes all the way across. Assuming that's... Maybe we'll come into this bedroom here. And wow.
Oh my god. Hello. You're alive.
What?
You know, man,
You live in here. You can't live in here. Yeah?
No.
What do you mean I can't?
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here.
When he first walked into the room, Chris didn't notice that there was someone asleep in the bed. It wasn't until Meg walked in and made a noise that the woman sleeping in the bed woke up and gave them the scare of their
Oh wow, somebody's sleeping in there?
life. Although the uploaders blurred the woman's face out of respect for her privacy, it's clear that she's pretty old. During the conversation, she tells the couple that she doesn't have any family that could take her to live somewhere else less depressing. Out of sheer kindness, Chris and Meg keep the lady company and try their best to understand her situation. She introduces herself as Jane, and over the next 10 minutes they ask her questions about how she ended up living all alone in an abandoned farmhouse. Thanks to the couple's empathy, the initial shock of being startled by the sleeping old lady and seeing her living in such terrible conditions quickly turns into a heartwarming moment in which the three of them talk about each other's lives.
What happened was I came here to help somebody.
Okay.
And this is only for a week I'm coming.
Yeah.
And that was 1993.
Oh god.
Wow, so you've been here nearly 30 years.
Disturbingly, Jane mentioned she's been living in the abandoned farmhouse for 30 years, and even though Chris and Meg offer to help her, bring her food, and buy her clean clothes and sheets, she seems hesitant to accept anything from them, claiming that she's fine living the way she does. She mentions that even though it's not her house, the men who work at the farmhouse know she's there, and they bring her food and water every day. In a touching moment at the end, the couple agrees with Jane to visit her again soon. This would have been a happy ending to the story, but Chris and Meg included a caption at the end of the video that cast the situation in a more disturbing light. The caption reads, "I did a lot of research to try and find the name of the farm and whom it was owned by. Luckily, I got the information needed, and I even got a message from someone who knew the farmer who farms there." Chris goes on to explain that the man who reached out to him also knew that Jane was living there, and that the farmer also lives in the farmhouse with her. According to the man, Jane is very well cared for, but she chooses to live in those terrible conditions anyway. The man also mentioned that Jane's husband is up there constantly to make sure she's okay, but she doesn't accept his help very easily, or anyone's help for that matter. It's worth mentioning that Jane might not have been completely truthful about her situation to Chris and Meg. During their conversation, she mentioned that she didn't have anyone to care for her except for the farmer, but the man who knew the farmer told Chris that she also has a brother who tries to take care of her.
Oh wow.
Not entirely convinced by what the man told him, Chris continued digging for information and found that the farm was not on any land registry records, but there was another property to Jane's name that she owned between 1986 and 2015. After visiting the other property, Chris mentioned that it was as unkempt and beat up as the farmhouse itself. Having heard two different versions of the story from the man who contacted him and from Jane herself, he decided to contact Adult Social Services. This is the email he received from them. "Good morning, thank you for your email. I can confirm that Adult Social Care are aware of this lady, however, I'm not able to provide you with any further details. We appreciate your input and the information you have provided, and thank you for raising your concerns with us." Chris then told the man who contacted him to tell Jane that he and Meg would be happy to go back and visit her if she wanted them to. After this, there were no further updates on the old woman, and we'll likely never know what became of her. The only thing we know for sure is that if someone else decides to explore the abandoned farmhouse in the future, they'll likely run into the same situation as Chris and Meg. Sadly, this type of situation is much more common than many people realize. With rising prices and the overall state of the global economy,
of course, all that,
a large part of the elderly population is being forgotten. Hopefully Jane can accept some help from her family members and live out the rest of her days in much better and healthier conditions than the one she was in when the video was uploaded.
That's
Robert
crazy.
Fulton Elementary is an abandoned school in a pretty rough neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. The building is 92 years old and has been abandoned for...
Damn, in Cleveland, Ohio, huh? I know like 2 people that live out there.
over 13 years. After several complaints from nearby residents who mentioned that the abandoned building was an eyesore, a potential crime hotspot, and that it was lowering the value of their properties, the mayor of Cleveland announced plans to turn the rundown old building into a high-quality, mixed-income housing unit for the community. Although the idea is still in the planning stages and the city needs more funding to complete the project, the plan is for the renovations to begin by the end of 2024. For now, Robert Fulton Elementary remains one of the creepiest abandoned schools in the country. In May of 2023, Chris Hill, again from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill, uploaded a video in which he made a second visit to the boarded-up, abandoned elementary school. The first video he made of the school was back in 2022. During his first visit, he heard strange humming, chanting, creaking, and banging noises coming from different rooms. This was part of the description in the first video. Most sections of the building are falling apart, and the water and elements have done irreversible damage to the structure. I would not recommend anyone explore this school. You risk getting robbed or worse. With that being said, I heard weird noises and other various things during my exploration. After these incidents, the vast majority of people would have been too terrified to even think of going back. But 2 years later, Chris decided to make a second visit to the school, alone at 1 a.m.
At 1 a.m., could have done it at 10.
The decay is crazy in here.
From the very beginning of the footage, it's clear that Robert Fulton Elementary belongs in a different category of abandoned buildings than most others. What stands out the most about the building is the fact that just over a decade ago, children were learning in those classrooms, running and playing in the halls, and now it looks more like something out of a horror movie than a school. The eeriness of the location,
this guy likes
the
going
pitch
to
darkness, and the extreme state of
midnight
decay
schools,
of the
it looks
building all
like.
contribute to the school's incredibly creepy atmosphere, and not a lot of people would dare go in there at night, much less alone. For a building that has only been abandoned for 13 years, Robert Fulton Elementary is in a much worse state than other buildings that have been vacant for much longer. But Chris doesn't seem to mind as he captures footage of the dark corridors with peeling walls and random debris lying all over the floor. As he ventures deeper into the school, Chris starts hearing strange noises, but nobody seems to be around, and he continues his exploration in the chilling silence. The underlying structure in some of the rooms on the upper floors seems extremely unstable, but Chris shows his expertise in urban exploration by avoiding the surfaces that crack under his feet. After about 15 minutes of exploring the top floors, Chris goes down into the basement, which is arguably the most deteriorated part of the school. As he explores the dark rooms, he finds some indications that other people could be living there. Interestingly, he also finds what appears to be a boiler room that's been flooded with water.
Some record players.
Around the 30-minute mark, a loud banging noise can be heard coming from one of the rooms, and it becomes very clear that Chris is not alone. As he steps into one of the classrooms, he finds a very eerie message written on the chalkboard, which reads, "Don't explore alone," as well as a paper sign on the door that reads, "Keep out." Despite the clear warnings, he goes inside, only to find more signs that somebody's living there. This is where Chris's visit to Robert Fulton Elementary takes a very chilling turn.
If someone's living there, then you gotta get out of there. What was that? I need to rewind that. I didn't even get that. Hold on. Let's see. I can't see anything unless... What?
Fearing for his life after hearing the blood-curdling scream, he sprints out of the building to safety, hoping that the man wasn't following him. If you look closely at the footage, you can see the outline of the screaming man when Chris peels back the curtain to his room. Upon reviewing the footage later that night, he found something else even more unsettling. When he first walked into the building, his camera caught something that he didn't notice at the time. In the distance, a man's shadow can be seen walking into one of the rooms. It's not clear where the man went after that, but based on the strange noises Chris heard throughout his visit, it's very likely that the man was watching him all along. Although the scream was terrifying to hear, and we can only imagine what Chris must have felt at that moment, it's worth mentioning that the room he entered was probably the man's home, and from the squatter's perspective, it was probably just as terrifying to see a random man pull back the curtain to his room. These kinds of encounters can often get violent very quickly, but thankfully Chris once again made it out safely. He hasn't uploaded new footage of the location since then. This footage was uploaded in October 2019 by YouTuber Baker X Derek, a tour guide from San Bernardino, California.
San Bernardino, this is in... by the LA area, kind of, I think.
One day, as he was riding his motorcycle on the highway in California, he noticed an abandoned house sitting on top of a hill and decided to take a look inside. From the very beginning of the footage, it becomes clear that somebody has already been there, and that it probably wasn't the original owners of the house. Unlike many abandoned buildings, you can tell this house used to be beautiful before it was vacated, but that doesn't make it any less creepy to visit, even in the middle of the day.
The house was on top.
Heebie-jeebies, dude. Dude, that dark room. I kept feeling something was gonna jump out at me. What's down here?
It's really dark down there.
Dude, I think I hear somebody. I think I hear something.
He doesn't have a flashlight though. Why would he?
Derek goes down.
Why would he go down there if he has no flashlight? I don't get it.
And this is where he hears a disturbing thud. Terrified, he makes a run for it and even trips and falls on his way out. But eventually, he gets back on his motorcycle and flees the location. As per one of the most popular theories proposed by viewers, the noise was probably made by a homeless person who was trying to warn Derek to get out of his home. Although squatters don't spend all their time lurking in the shadows, it's common for them to use the darkness as a tool when someone comes into the building unannounced. It's a basic rule of urban exploration that if you hear a loud noise upon entering a room, you should probably leave. Sometimes squatters make a noise as a first and final warning to drive visitors away respectfully. If Derek had pushed forward, he may have been attacked by whoever was hiding in the darkness. It's a natural impulse to call out and announce your presence in these kinds of situations, but squatters will very rarely answer these calls in a normal way. Nobody likes to be seen living in those conditions, and more often than not, the response will be rather aggressive and sometimes even violent. Fortunately, in this case, Derek was able to get away from the potentially dangerous situation just in time. In central Ontario, Canada, there's a small community south of Port Elgin known as North Bruce. To the locals, however, it's known as the Devil's Elbow. According to John, the urban explorer who uploaded
What is
this
that?
video,
I mean,
the
it
reason
looks
for the
good
name
out
was
there.
that there was once an occult high priest who lived in the mansion at a cul-de-sac, in which the townspeople used to think there was paranormal activity due to the occult rituals the priest used to perform in his home. The mansion has since been abandoned, and as of today, nobody wants to buy it.
So this place is in Canada, I see.
Or live in it due to its chilling atmosphere and sketchy past. According to John, some renovations have been made sporadically since the house was vacated, but as of the video's upload, the house was still abandoned. In 2019, John set out to explore the occult mansion alone at night, but things didn't go exactly as he planned. In comparison to other abandoned buildings, the mansion seems to be in relatively good shape, except for the garage, which has clearly seen better days. About 5 minutes into the exploration, John starts to hear strange noises upstairs, but they seem to quiet down as soon as he climbs the set of stairs.
Okay, guys, I think I've been hearing stuff upstairs, but I'm hoping, and I mean this, I really hope that it's paranormal and not someone freaking in here. Freaking somebody down there, dude.
Come on, quit messing with me. I'm just trying to freaking... I'll leave.
There's somebody else in here. Now that I've got myself in a bad situation. Oh, jeez.
Disturbingly, as he walks around upstairs, the noises can be heard again, even louder this time, leading John to think
there's probably a few people messing with them in that building.
That perhaps someone else is in there messing with him. Although he mentions loudly to whoever is in there with him that his only intention is to explore and that he doesn't want to bother anyone, whoever was making the noise doesn't respond and continues hiding. The noises stop for a couple minutes, but then something terrifying happens.
It's Philadelphia. Oh my God, Freelander. Hello? Is there somebody here? I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
Oh my goodness. That guy was probably more freaked out, so he just said, "I'm gonna get you." So yeah.
Disturbingly, as he walks around upstairs,
that guy was like...
The noises can be heard again, even louder this time, leading John to think that perhaps someone else is in there messing with him. Although he mentions loudly to whoever is in there with him that his only intention is to explore and that he doesn't want to bother anyone, whoever was making the noise doesn't respond and continues hiding. The noises stop for a couple minutes, but then something terrifying happens.
It's Philadelphia. Oh my God, Freelander. Hello? Is there somebody here? I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
Disturbingly, a man's voice can be heard screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," and before catching a glimpse of who it is, John runs out of the mansion immediately and doesn't look back until he's a safe distance away from the building. It's unknown who was in the house or how long they had been watching him, or even if they had bad intentions or were just messing with him. According to several viewers, it's very unlikely that the other person in the house was another explorer. In the urban exploration community, people usually help each other out, and there's a sort of code that every explorer sticks to in order to help keep creepy locations as safe to visit as possible. If the other person in the house was another explorer, making noises in an abandoned house and screaming, "I'm going to kill you," would obviously be very out of the ordinary. That leaves the question of who could have screamed at John. It's more than likely that it was just a homeless person who didn't want any visitors, but because John ran out before he could see anyone, this much will probably remain unknown forever.
That was it. And you know what? It's gonna be a perfect time to stop it here, because I do need to edit another video that I am currently working on. Anyways, that's it for now. So yeah, this is Wednesdays and Sundays are the days I do these here. They're gonna be the days that I do these. I mean, I was trying to find for a second day, and this is the day. So I was gonna say Fridays, Wednesdays and Sundays it is. Anyways, that's it for now.